All rise. The Court of the Second Judicial Circuit Child Support Division is now in session. The Honorable Judge William M. Shady is presiding. Your Honor, my name is Dexter C. Wiggles. So this video is about how you can go from a good dad to a bad father. Spelled D-E in the blink of an eye. X-L-E-R. Coming from someone who was in the child support system and saw how they do us. I forgot the T. Here is the best analogy that I can use to help you understand how it feels. C is my middle initial. Wiggles. Imagine you get caught shoplifting, let's say $500 in merchandise, and then they give you 40 years. Symbolically speaking, what I found out and what I'm going to share with you is it's all by design. Open your mind and at least consider what I'm about to share with you. I'm going to give you the truth, and if you've never gone through it, you have no idea. The child support system is a scam. I'm glad you asked how. Let's break this down. First and foremost, child support is necessary. If a father refuses to support his children, he should be brought to child support court. But it's wrong to use that system to generate money on the backs of good men, or at least men who should not be thrown away. As I get deeper into it, you'll understand what I'm talking about. But for now, to understand how the game is played, you need to understand the players. First up is the most sinister, the most gangster, the most cold-hearted, the one and only Office of Child Support Enforcement, or Child Support Services. It consists of states that make the child support laws for each individual state, judges that make the rulings, and degrade us. Last but not least, the administrators that enforce the law, dole out punishment, and manage the system. They collect money from the non-custodial parent, POPs, and transfers it into the account of the custodial parent. I ain't got no problem with that. When the non-custodial parent is not in compliance with the court order, they allocate retribution for the aggrieved mother. So where's the problem? Hold on, it's coming. It starts with monthly interest when the non-custodial parent is in arrears, meaning that additional money is tacked on each month to the missed payments. In the financial world, they refer to it as compound interest. Say what? You heard that right. It's the interest that you earn on interest. Oh, she getting dividends on top of my payments? Nah, interest, but she don't get it. Check it out. This can be illustrated with basic math. As an example, if you're $2,500 in arrears at the beginning of the month and 9% interest is applied at the end of the month, that means you'll be $2,725 in arrears entering into the next month. Now, if you lost your job and have no other source of income, the arrears will balloon because you're missing payments, and the interest will continue to tack on to the arrears. And once you fulfill your child support obligation, guess what? You're not done. You still owe the state all that back money, the arrears, the interest. If I'm missing payments, what's going to happen to me? Great question. Using myself as an example, I can tell you what happened to me in the state of Illinois, and I'll keep it brief. Some of y'all remember the Great Recession that happened between 2007 and 2009. There were massive layoffs and there were no jobs. Millions of people were out of work for 2 years or more. I was one of them. So as a direct result, I wasn't able to fulfill my child support obligation. I mean, unemployment benefits can only help so much. My children suffered. Got my license suspended. I was sleeping in my truck, couch hopping, got evicted from my apartment, sleeping in my parents' basement, living up under another woman's roof until they put me out. And my pride as a man was at its lowest. To be fair to that system, I could have asked for a modification. I mean, come on, I had 3 kids and my income definitely was not the same. But I didn't, and here's why. My kids didn't ask to be put in that situation. Plus, they had a great mother raising them. But I wasn't about to lower my payment so I could live better and they could live worse. It wasn't my ex-wife's fault. The system itself will bury you alive. Your story might be different. But the point is, these are some of the residual effects of a bad child support system. So let's talk about why and how they do it. Common sense will tell you that the judges and the people that run the system gotta get paid. But come on, we're talking billions of dollars. We're talking child support, right? So support the child. With the money that's being made on that system, there's enough to pay for every employee's salary and to pay for the college tuition of every single child. So where's the money going, my baby mama? Come on, bro. Now check this out. Illinois was one of 15 states that automatically charged interest on arrears. But guess what happened in 2021? What happened? They ended the practice of automatically charging interest. And get this, they admitted that it impacted low to middle income families and fathers of color. That eliminated over $2.7 billion in total accrued interest penalties. You bullshit. You don't believe me? Check your Googles. But not so fast. They didn't totally eliminate monthly interest on arrears. Now what they're saying is, we're going to leave it up to the mother to decide. Oh really? Did you tell that very angry mother that she won't get any of that interest from the back pay? You know they didn't. Slick ass. I'm sure it's somewhere in the small print. But the point is, if the mother says, yeah, I want to charge him 9% interest on the money that he owes me each month, even if she knows she will never see a penny of the money being earned from the interest, she's being vindictive. And that's what they're banking on. They love angry mothers. F all that. I completed my child support in 2019. Where are my reparations? Where are my 40 acres and a mule? Shit out of luck, bruh. Shall we continue? So yeah, they've been pimping us. But how do they get away with it? Think about it. They use the age-old strategy of divide and conquer. The system thrives on mothers and fathers being at odds. That's how they're able to siphon billions of dollars from families that need it the most. And we make it easy for them because emotions are usually running really high before we even make it to child support. But moms need help. Now I get it, Ricky. Your mom's gonna see something. She just not gonna see that interest. You could use that money to start your own business or to go to school, teach, and they're making money on the backs of who? You got it, men. There's 3 to 4 categories of men in the child support system. But for their purposes, there's only one type of man, and that's a deadbeat. Labeling is very powerful because when you label someone or an entire group, you can control the narrative. And why would they want to control the narrative? Because no one cares what happens to a deadbeat. While you're focused on the left hand, the right hand is robbing you blind. You making this up. How they label it? Well, let's start with the judge. They're over the top with the disrespect. It doesn't matter who you are, they don't see you as a fallible human being. They see you as a piece of shit. And they will humiliate you in front of the court and in front of your children's mother. It just justifies what you're about to go through. Okay, what else? Well, how about the roadblocks that they put in front of you to make sure that you fall further behind? Like a suspended license or some time in the county jail. I'm still trying to figure out how you're supposed to work or find a job behind bars. It just doesn't make sense. Nah, that's crazy. There's no logic to it. Unless they're trying to bury you alive financially and make you forever indebted to them. One thing's for sure, it won't help the kids. I'm asking y'all to think. I said earlier that there are 3 to 4 different types of men in the child support system. Let's talk about that. This is where it can be complicated. And here's the reason why. There are great fathers, there's good fathers, there's okay fathers, and there's horrible fathers. Man, get to the point. I promise you, I'm going somewhere with this. The good and great fathers could be terrible husbands, but that doesn't make them terrible fathers. They don't really do anything to destroy the family. If the marriage doesn't work, it's usually a compatibility issue between him and the mother. Maybe they just grew apart, or maybe he just doesn't know her love language. Despite the marital problems, they both still love their children. Let's talk about the okay fathers. They love their children, no doubt about it, but their actions say otherwise. These are men who have a lot of unresolved childhood issues. They do things to destroy the marriage and tear the family apart. And then we have the horrible fathers. These are usually guys who think that manhood is based on how many babies you can produce. They might have 7 kids by 6 mothers. Everything they do says they don't care about the kids. They don't spend time, they don't provide, and they won't fulfill their responsibilities as a parent. Stop right there. Question: which of the fathers that I just described are most likely to be in child support court, catching the wrath of a scorned mother? Is it A, the horrible fathers? Are you kidding me? Maybe one of the mamas, but don't nobody really care. Or B, the good and great fathers? Hell no. Or C, the okay fathers? So here's the thing with okay fathers. He and his wife were once in love, so there's history. He's also in his children's life, and he's really good with them. And then he messes a beautiful thing up. Now his dumb ass is in child support. Despite the marital problems, they both still love their children. You know you done fucked up. And now he's standing in front of a judge and in a system that's gonna suck him dry. He's in a fight for his life and a fight to stay in his children's life. He's the fuel that keeps the car moving, and there's nothing he can do to stop it. And you know what the sad part is? No matter what he goes through, the children are affected the most out of everybody. It's never been about child support. It's always been about raising revenue. That's it. And that's how you can go from a good dad to a bad father in a blink of an eye. And I'm out. If you like the content, please like, comment, subscribe, and share.